Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Now firstly, I have to ask you guys a question. How does the audio sound? I'm on vacation and I'm literally recording this video in a walk-in closet. Theoretically, the insulation in here should be fantastic, so let me know if the audio sounds better than normal. But now to the subject at hand, once again focused on George Soros' puppet Alvin Bragg, and of course his office. Folks, it seems as though they're snapping. The pressure is on. Indict or F off, essentially. If you have something, then prove something, provide something, do something. Otherwise, clearly you're wasting everybody's frickin' time. House Republicans are finally starting to take some serious action. They are on Alvin Bragg's case, requesting answers. You might even say that they're pestering him. Again, with the exact same question, provide actual evidence of wrongdoing. Explain to us exactly why what you're doing is lawful and necessary, or we're launching an investigation into you. And Alvin Bragg's staff, well, let's just say, suffered a little bit of a meltdown, the New York Post is now reporting. Let me show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. As this flimsy structure these Democrat clowns have created continues to crumble, we've got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so take a look at this from the New York Post. DA Alvin Bragg's staffer hangs up on, quote, bullshit congressional call. Rude reps for Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg told a House Judiciary staffer to, quote, stop calling us with this BS, after he made multiple attempts to get in touch by phone. The Judiciary Committee staffer who called Bragg's office at noon on Wednesday was promptly hung up on after he identified himself to a woman who answered the phone. A person familiar with the call told the Post. When the staffer called back a second time and identified himself, a second woman bluntly told him, your committee has no jurisdiction over us. You're wrong. Stop calling us with this BS, the insider said. I don't think I've ever seen any government entity respond to Congress in that manner. It's quite embarrassing, but I don't think anyone is surprised based on how partisan that office has become, the tipster said. And it gives us some more key insight into Alvin Bragg's office. Clearly they've gone rogue. Your committee has no jurisdiction over us. I find that interesting. Now, I'm no constitutional scholar or legal expert, but I have a feeling that congressional committees probably do have some sort of oversight authority, at least in some sort of capacity. Alvin Bragg's office has gone totally rogue, clearly partisan. You can tell that it's emotional and it's vindictive. It's get Trump or else. Oh, those darn racist Republicans keep calling us with their BS demands. Only unhinged, partisan leftist lunatics act this way. I mean, the utter contempt and the disrespect. Alvin Bragg's office, theoretically, seeing as in a way they're kind of like the top cops, in a way, probably not the best description, but they're arbiters of the law, they should be acting in a totally non-partisan fashion. This once again proves their partisanship, because you think that they would respond to Democrats in that same manner? Absolutely not. Never. It's a partisan witch hunt. Clearly it's not going very well. Clearly they're emotionally attached. They got skin in the game, and now that things are falling apart and there's oversight being conducted from Congress, they're lashing out. I've never seen anything like it. To respond to congressional inquiry in such a manner is beyond disgraceful. And I wonder what path Jim Jordan and House Republicans can take to sort of amp up the pressure a little bit. I wonder if they could start issuing subpoenas, holding hearings, and calling people to testify. It's time to put the pedal to the metal and start putting pressure on these people to not be acting like rogues in the shadow, but to be following the law in a fair and neutral fashion, and to once again provide reasons. I mean, just think about how ridiculous this whole thing is in the first place, just based on the location. Republicans made some serious gains in New York City. You know, House Republicans might have not even flipped the House had they not won in New York in such epic fashion. Every single county shifted rightward in the previous election. Why? Because New Yorkers are sick of leftist soft on crime policies. And in the face of that, I mean, what a slap in the face to every single New Yorker. What is the top cop in Manhattan focused on? And even the district attorney on the New York state level, Letitia James, they're focused on spending millions of dollars and wasting New York taxpayer resources and time on investigating the former president on a BS misdemeanor case that they're trying to turn into a felony, as ridiculous as that is, even though federal agencies have refused to pursue this case because there's no there. They already deemed the payment as a personal expenditure, not a campaign expenditure, therefore not violating campaign finance laws, not to mention the audacity of Alvin Bragg's office to say the Judiciary Committee has no jurisdiction over us. Where do you get off supposedly pursuing federal election crimes? That's the FEC's job, and they already said that that basically nothing wrong happened. They closed the investigation years ago, but these clowns are opening it up again because they're rogue political actors, as I continue to state. It's beyond disgraceful. And here's another thing, not just the jurisdiction angle, but where the frick do they get off telling Congress to stop bothering us with your BS? Let's have a conversation about BS. Your entire case is BS. It's built on a known criminal perjurer's contradictory claims. You want to have a conversation about BS? Everything you're doing is BS. In fact, it's such BS that Democrats, as crazy as this sounds, keep joining the Trump side and defending him. First it was CNN's Van Jones, then it was Democrat high-profile lawyer Alan Dershowitz, and now, of all people, it's former Democrat governor of New York, of all places, siding with Trump. Trump gets defended from Alvin Bragg prosecution by ... Andrew Cuomo? Andrew Cuomo blasts Manhattan DA Bragg's Trump probe. Quote, "I think it's all politics. I don't understand why Bragg is putting such emphasis on this case," the former governor told WABC radio on Friday night. "A person breaks the law, I get it. But on the state side, this is a misdemeanor case. It's really a federal case because he needs it to be a campaign finance fraud case, which is a federal case, and that's what Bragg is going to have to do to get a felony out of this." Cuomo said that the public is generally cynical, and when they see prosecutors bringing these political cases, it just affirms everybody's cynicism. "I think it's all politics, and that's what I think the people of this country are saying," Cuomo continued. "It just feeds that anger and that cynicism and the partisanship. It's a coincidence that Bragg goes after Trump, and Tish James goes after Trump, and Georgia goes after Trump. That's all a coincidence? I think it feeds the cynicism, and that's the cancer in our body politic right now. Absolutely. I never thought I'd be saying this in 2023, but Andrew Cuomo hit the frickin' nail on the head. Andrew Cuomo's 100% correct, and honestly, the people who should be really hearing this message isn't you, the average mostly Republican conservative viewer. It's Democrats. What the hell are you guys thinking you're going to get out of this? The entire country essentially is united, outside of the vote blue no matter who blow in on Twitter crowd, united together agreeing that this is clearly an extension of the anti-Trump political witch hunt. It's a weaponization of the justice system. Nobody views this as a legitimate investigation. Everybody views it as political. Democrats are so willing to shoot their credibility in the foot if it means a chance at getting Trump, and really, in this case, as we've been saying, the goal isn't to get Trump, the goal is to tarnish Trump. All they want is to be able to continue to brand Donald Trump as a criminal. Oh, all the crimes that he's committed. Well, what crimes exactly? Oh, well, you know, all the investigations. He's constantly under investigation. They're hoping to get an indictment so they can say Donald Trump, twice impeached, indicted criminal. How can you possibly support this criminal and his bid for the White House? It's all political. They just want to keep putting these labels on Donald Trump so they can scare the average low information voter. What they really want is the mugshot so they could use it in campaign ads. And then again, the low information, algorithmically manipulated voter is going to see that and go, "Whoa, I can't vote for a criminal now, can I?" Even though the reality is the people who are persecuting and prosecuting Donald Trump, those are the real criminals. The world's backwards, folks. It's freaking clown world. But hopefully, I remain optimistic in general. It seems as though most people can see through this clear sham. Democrats are shooting themselves in the foot. The pressure is on. Now when Democrats are starting to apply pressure on Alvin Bragg to slow down, to back off, pressure is clearly mounting. Alvin Bragg's office is clearly snapping under the pressure, suffering absolute meltdowns. It seems as though it's all falling apart, and once again, another empty witch hunt leading to total exoneration of the 45th President of the United States, the God Emperor himself, Donald J. Trump. Let's call it the Groundhog Day effect. That's what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.